prayers to the officers as they recover in the local hospital. Both are heroes, assisting us. Collaboration, as I've indicated with MSP, has never been better. Assisting us on a warrant. You already are aware of what happened. The suspect at this location fired shots, and both officers were struck and taken to area hospital. We've been working with MSP. DPD took lead on the barricaded situation that we had here, but they still remained on the scene assisting us and working to get this suspect out of the home with the MSP negotiators. Luckily, just a minute ago, I was updated that the suspect is in custody. He is in fact wounded. The wound, we were investigating that. It appears that through the exchange of gunfire earlier, he was struck, but he is now in custody without further incident. The two people who were in the home with him are unhurt, unharmed, and both in custody. So a very violent night, a very difficult situation, and the best outcome that we could hope for at this point is the two officers are recovering, and the suspect looks like he's going to survive his injuries and is also in custody. With that, I'll take any questions.
What led to the shooting?
Well, what led to the shooting is, as I indicated, the officers, it appears, and this is preliminary because this is MSP's portion of the investigation, but my understanding, which is subject to change, is that they were serving a search warrant with our fugitive apprehension team, which consists of Michigan State Police as well as the Detroit Police Department, and at some point the suspect became violent, fired shots at the officers. The officers returned fire, striking two officers at least 4 times, and I don't know, if one, I think one officer was shot 3 times, the other once, and that's what led to it. It was unprovoked. I mean, the officers had a search warrant, was knocking and announcing at the home, and it led to where we are right now.
Chief, who were the people in the house with the suspect?
I don't know. I was told that it's 2 people that are related, 2 family members of his, but I don't know that to be factual at this point. But again, they were taken out of the home. They were not harmed. And I don't believe they're facing any charges.
And as far as the suspect, how would you identify the suspect? Age range?
I don't have that information. I know he's violent, but I don't know how old he is.
Do you know where the officers were shot?
No, I'm not going to get into that. I don't have that information, and they're Michigan State Police officers, and I don't want to give that information. I don't know what their rules are with that.
Is this warrant, is this connected to any other crime?
Well, this is a violent fugitive apprehension team, so it would be associated with a violent felony.
A question for the lieutenant. Can you talk more about this team, the emergency
support team?
Yeah, absolutely.
The SWAT team is basically,
okay.
Those teams have different names. Sure. We call it emergency support team. Their role is to serve high risk warrants. This is what they were working with the fugitive apprehension team to do because they knew that the suspect was dangerous and he proved to be dangerous. And again, the gun violence has got to stop. We keep talking about it all the time that, our citizens are victims of this gun violence, our troopers are victims, our officers are victims. Every time that we go somewhere, it seems like, officers are getting shot and, enough has got to be enough. And we need the support of the community. I know the chief has rolled out a lot of great programs the last couple of days that, we need to work together in this community to bring down this gun violence. It's dangerous. If people are willing to shoot at, and this ES team have shields and helmets, if they're willing to shoot at well-armed police officers, just think what they would do to one of you.
I saw Detroit Fire Department pull through. Are they assisting in EMS services?
I'm sorry?
I saw Detroit Fire Department pull through. Was that EMS services?
Yeah, that's part of our protocols when we have a barricaded situation like this. We don't know if some of the equipment we're going to use could ignite, if the person could set the house on fire. So we try to be prepared with everything. We have a whole community here to keep safe, and they've already given up the community to allow us to do our work. We want to make sure that the circumstances aren't, exacerbated by causing fire or anything like that to the homes in the community. And on that same vein, I want to thank the community for allowing us to get in here and shut down the streets and do the things that we have to do. As you can only imagine what this does to a neighborhood community when people are just trying to have dinner and be at home after work. So it's very traumatic for them as well. So thank them for us, if you would.
And Chief, you were at a ceremony earlier and you had mentioned actually speaking with those officers and sharing a laugh. How was that? What are their spirits like?
Well, they're both in a lot of pain. as you can imagine. One of them has an incredible sense of humor, so he made a joke for me to mention to his colonel that he won't be able to make the meeting tomorrow. So I was very happy to do that because it could be a lot worse, and just to see them both upright and talking, but in a whole lot of pain and headed to surgery, and it's just not not something you want to see. But they are likely to survive their injuries, and that's the best outcome at this point.
Were any residents or community members injured throughout all of this?
No community members, no residents were injured. It's a beautiful community, as you can see. A lot of folks coming home from work, and this is what they're coming into. But very cooperative and supportive of this police department and the Michigan State Police. And as you can see, we've shut down 5-6 streets. We've got command posts all over the place. Police officers running up and down the street, and they have been just tremendously supportive. So thank them for us.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Thank you, guys.